All right, we're gonna go to the next thing, which is full bend at your level. I had an eye-opening moment the other day. If we lived out in the wild and we had to survive, okay? And I've studied a lot of tribes and people who still live with no concept of exercise, okay? All the time, they're down like this in full bend. Yeah. They're also, they're climbing up things. They're walking down hills with their knees over their toes, okay? Their knees are over their toes all the time, and they're full bending all the time. In studying hundreds of hours of footage, I haven't been able to find people in a natural tribe half squatting. I haven't been able to find it. When would you do that? This is just a pop quiz. I haven't thought of anything. If we were just out in the wild, when would we half squat? With the knees behind the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When would we do that?
I mean, probably if you were getting like pushed over by like a predator and you were in a bad spot. Like,
maybe.
Oh,
I'd be like, lion, right?
it's not,
Just duck him, tiger.
in a
All right.
useful environment.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
My point is that it seems like top quarter is like a natural thing we do.
Right.
It happens when we run, when we jump. And then it seems like full bend is something we spend time in that position. I haven't been able to find a half squat. So even a study as recently as last year, at the end of the study, they said, we can't advise half squats for elite athletes. The people doing half squats end up with more pain and less athleticism. Now there's a huge difference between testing 18 untrained collegiate males for 6 weeks versus observing long-term effects. So we just see an inverse ratio between full bend and not having knee problems. So I think with that, I think we could actually wipe out 90+% of knee problems. The things that cause people to take drugs and surgeries for. Yeah. So while we get into this, Marcus is going to start. I think you're ready to just jump right into the dumbbell. Oh. I'll show the body weight version. We'll show this, boom, we'll hit this from like 2 different angles right here. Okay. So this can be started with just your own body weight of trying to get that full bend, which means for most people, lifting the front heel. Now he's gonna actually be working towards keeping the heel down. He has additional load, just gonna do 5 each side. And what's the most important thing that we learned so far is that assisted is okay. You see this? So without pain, going to your level of full knee bend. Most people are going to have to do this one side at a time. What am I going to do with partially artificial kneecap here? No surgeries on this side that are loose. So no matter how much double-legged squatting I did, my knees never felt quite right until I put it together here. So we want to master this first without weight, with the heel up to get that full coverage before we start going to weight. What the weight is going to do is then actually start pulling us deeper and deeper into that ankle mobility. So we're so warmed up from the other stuff that we can just kind of jump right into it. So we would go from negative weight to our own body weight, to loading with dumbbells, to loading with a bar on the back. Now I want you to look at that heel, now that I have weight to gradually load me down. So right here, I'm contracting the back glute. I'm not letting that knee hit the floor. I think this might be the key to unwinding the problems of too much sitting. And now I'm flexing my front tibialis to bring this coverage. And then the final thing, which is completely optional, would be loading bar on front. So I'm now able to take this into a safe, heavy exercise to drive up my leg strength that then works my mobility in a squat while bringing balance between sides, while giving me that hip flexor length. So all these things that we know we want, we can get from one movement. Now I'll have Marcus do, you can pick either the bar on back or front, and I'm just gonna get down there and give a couple teaching concepts. Okay, good.
Typically do this, and I'd like to get some coaching.
Good, all right. So the first thing is I don't care if the heel comes up. Okay, this is gonna be a process. What I do care about is the intentions. Good, go back up. Now at the bottom, go down. Now flex your front tibialis. Flex the back glute. Good job. Good. And when I coach people in person, I'm putting my hands there and I'm trying to see how much he covers them. Good, go back up. So it's just an excellent way with your clients. I'm putting my fingers there. Look at that, he's completely covering. Good job. So all his intentions are right, and those intentions over time lead to more range of motion and length. Plus, that is directly, if we look at the load of it, unlike a normal split squat here, we're kind of following that process of getting stronger in reverse of our knee pain. In fact, if I was in prison, and if I was in like solitary confinement for 23 hours and 55 minutes out of the day, and I was allowed to go out of solitary confinement for 5 minutes, I'd still be able to dunk and have all my mobility. Because my first step out would be into a split squat, which I would then put into another split squat and another one. So this exercise has a lot of applications to getting your legs bulletproof. So think of this as a catalyst. I'm not saying, oh, you're an Olympic weightlifter, stop squatting and do ATG split. No, I'm saying, you're an Olympic weightlifter, awesome. ATG split squat to boost your Olympic weightlift, more balance. Oh, you're an 80-year-old grandfather, fantastic. You can even elevate your front foot if your hips are too tight. Boom, get in there. This can gradually get a person, by balancing sides, then able to bend.